What is up, guys? The Screamin Banshee is back. The Screamin Banshee name comes from this truck. It had a V6 in it originally, and it had a bad exhaust leak, so it was really loud. I don't know why I named it that, but that's what I named it. So today we are going to hopefully fix the transmission leak problem. I'm going to try to replace the gasket on the dipstick. I don't know 100% if that's the problem, but that's the next thing I'm going to try. I ended up, last time when I tried to fix it, I went and tightened up the pan bolts. They were loose. Wasn't real happy with the guy that did it, but it was several years ago now, and I had the transmission for a while, and then it started leaking, so I didn't really feel like trying to take it back to the guy and, hey, it's leaking. Well, why didn't you bring it back sooner? But this truck, I've had it since I was 17, I think. I used to drive it to school in high school. I drove it my senior year. I got it around Christmas time. But around COVID, I decided, well, why don't I just LS swap it? So I put a 5.3 LS come out of a Tahoe. The Tahoe had some kind of lifter. The lifters were sticking in it, so I had to tore apart and fix all the lifters, whatnot. The Tahoe was actually my mom's car, so when they changed the motor out, I took the motor. It was a free motor, so I put it in there. Well, as the build progressed, the build got out of hand. As you can see, it was a full frame off restoration. The frame's been powder coated. The cab, the fenders, the doors have all been painted. The bed has not been touched yet. I've cut some of the rust out of the bed. But anyway, enough about the truck. We are going to tear into this thing. This thing's got cobwebs all over it. It's been sitting at another garage. I just drug it in maybe a couple weeks ago. But we're going to go ahead and jack this thing up and get underneath of it. I'm going to plug the battery in. The battery is dead as a doornail. And hopefully, if it quits raining, maybe we'll do a test drive today or maybe tomorrow. Okay, first thing I'm going to try to do is locate the bolt that holds the dipstick tube in to get this thing out. The worst part about this is going from an 85 Chevy truck to this. Now everything's going to be metric, because everybody decided to change over to metric stuff at this point. Okay. This bolt's about 3 miles too long. Okay. Well, you got it out. Okay, now I hope I'm going to be able to actually pull the dipstick out, because I have my wiring harness run up the dipstick and it's zip tied to the dipstick. So we're going to climb underneath here once we get it jacked up and see if we can pull the dipstick out, and hopefully we don't lose too much transmission fluid. And there goes fluid everywhere. Alright guys, I don't know how well you can see this, but we're going to try to pull this gasket off. Alright, we got the winning. Alright, so pretty much what we're going to do, we're just going to fire it up, check the transmission fluid, see how low it is, and then we're going to add transmission fluid. It's going to drive it today, but it's raining, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow on that. And I have to clean out the bed, so it'll give me plenty of time to do that. So we're going to go ahead and try to start this. I haven't started this in probably 6 months, maybe even longer than that. So hopefully it'll start. Alright guys, so in the video you've seen it die. It's got some kind of alternator problem. I don't know if the alternator's bad or something in my wiring is messed up that I did. But we are going to have to fix that later on down the road. That'll be on an upcoming episode, and hopefully we can solve that problem. But for now, what we're going to do, we're going to go get some cleaning stuff, and we're going to back this thing out and clean the floor real good. And then that way, if it leaks, we can tell. And then maybe we can go ahead and try to figure out where else it could be coming from if the dipstick did not fix it. But hopefully it fixed it. and we don't have to get back under it. So we're gonna go ahead and cut and go get some cleaning supplies and clean the floor, and I will be back shortly here. Guys, I don't know how well you can hear me. It just died. But we're right at 7, 8 volts out of the alternator, and that's why I was running. So we definitely probably got something wrong with the alternator. It's a brand new battery. Might be a year old. I don't know how well you can see that, but it just shut off because the battery was so dead. Right now the battery says it's at 11.3, but when it was sitting here running, it got all the way down to like 9.3, and the truck was starting to run rough, and then it eventually just shut off. And I had it on the terminal of the alternator, so thinking maybe the alternator's bad. I don't think I can actually unplug the battery while it's running because it will die. Just on this style truck for some reason, the way it's wired, but probably going to try to replace the alternator. The bad thing is the alternator, I think it's like $500 or some crazy shit, because it's a Holly. Very nice setup. When it doesn't work, it's not very nice. But that's going to be pretty much it. We're going to leave the truck sit about a week. Not quite sure how long we're going to leave it sit, but just to kind of see if it's going to leak transmission fluid. We're going to wait and see what prevails from this for now. But it will be on this video, so I will see you guys here soon, hopefully. What's up, guys? We're back in the shop today. Today we're going to focus on the alternator. I told you about the alternator charging problem. So what we're going to try to do is try to take it off today. There's a bolt that's messed up in it, so depending on how bad that is, we may or may not get it off today. And hopefully take it to a guy tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. We're going to go ahead and rip this thing off. And knock on wood, I think the truck's been sitting here about 2 weeks now, and there's no fluid on the ground. So maybe we're in the clear on that. Hopefully the dipstick was the whole problem. That would be wonderful. Get that issue solved. But we're going to go ahead and tear into this alternator. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hopefully I can figure out how that goes back on. Honestly, I need to pull the power steering pump off too, so I can get to the bottom bolt that's messed up. So let's go ahead and try that. Alright, right now we're going to weld a nut on to the bolt and try to get it out because it's stripped out and as tight as can be. So it's not coming out. So we're going to try to weld a nut on there and back it out that way. Let's f***ing go. boat. Alright, so you don't have to wait. We're going to fast forward to when we get the alternator back. I'm going to drop the alternator off tomorrow, so we'll be right back. What is up, guys? We are back in the shop today with the Screamin Banshee. So first of all, we got our alternator back. We took it to get it tested. The guy unfortunately said there's nothing wrong with the alternator. So, I don't know, my wiring that I did, something's messed up a little bit, but we're still not having resolved that problem yet. And on the other hand, unfortunately, it's raining today. So the Screamin Banshee's not going outside today. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to move driving to the next episode, unless it clears up tomorrow, because we're running out of time on this video to get it finished. But we're going to go ahead today and put the alternator back on it. Probably charge the battery a little bit. Check it tomorrow and see how much it drops. It's dropped a little bit. So I don't know if it's draining through the alternator maybe. I don't know if that's possible, but with these things there's no telling. There's always something crazy happens. So we're going to go ahead and put this thing back together. And we also might clean out the bed today because we got about 9 million things shoved in the bed. So we can't drive down the road with all that crap in there. So we're going to have to clean that out for sure before we drive this thing. But we're going to go ahead and slap the alternator on and hopefully get this thing ready to roll. Alright, so we went to the bolt store the other day. I tried to get a bolt instead of an Allen head so that doesn't happen again. And we have to weld a nut onto the end of the Allen. But I got a bolt, but I just hope it clears the pulley on the power steering pump. I don't know exactly if it's going to, but it looks like it's not very much taller, if any, than the Allen head bolt that went in there. So that's one thing that we're going to check out right now, and hopefully it fits. Because if it don't, we're gonna be in trouble. Actually, I'm gonna have to take this back out because I need to put a washer on this. If we have one. Yeah, because unfortunately we're in monsoon season in Kentucky right now, so it rains about every other day, so you never know if you're going to be able to do something outside. Luckily, this week hasn't been too bad because we're working on another project that's probably going to be premiered on the next episode. And that was outside, so it was really nice. We only had one rainy day. It didn't really rain on us though. It was just wet ground, so I had to lay in the mud and the water. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Now I get this power steering pump back in here. Alright, we got one of them started. Means we got two more. Okay, Got that on. The bolt doesn't look like it's gonna hit, but buddy, she is close. What's up, guys? So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to drive this thing in this video because I'm out of time. Because it's taken this long to do this crap. But just to recap, we got the alternator squared away hopefully now. The charging problem, I haven't really figured out what's wrong with that yet. But other than that, we worked on the transmission a little bit. And I think the leak is fixed. Looks good still. So it's been sitting here, I think, about 3 weeks, maybe a month. Not really sure. I'd have to look at a calendar, not a map. I don't know why I was thinking a map, but yeah. So on the next video, we definitely will get this thing out on the road for you guys. I'm curious to drive it. I have made some promises that I was going to take people for rides in this thing that I haven't yet. So that's on my to-do list. But other than that, that's going to be it for this episode. Guys, thanks for watching. My last video did amazing. Thank you guys for everyone that watched. If not, shame on you. But thanks, guys. Once again, remember, keep on hot rodding.